Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito.
And I'm Luca Mignone.
And I'm Christina Barbieri.
Today on Ciao Italia,
Burrata!
Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito. Welcome to Italy, and let's cook real Italian. Aren't they gorgeous? Swiss chard. I knew you said that. I'm in heaven. Think about how healthy this is. That's for you. Sundae sauce. All 20 regions of Italy are fabulous. And every time I do this, I think of my Nonna Galasso because she always made it this way. You want a Goldilocks dough, just right. Who doesn't like basil, especially in the summer? Obviously, you have to have pesto sauce at some point, right? I mean, I'm a cook. Why can't I try it? You're the best.
No, you're the best.
Want to learn how a real farm works? Visit Appleton Farms in Ipswich, Massachusetts, the oldest working farm in America. Want great artisanal cheese? Start with fresh milk. Master cheesemaker Luca Mignone is doing just that.
It's, Mary Ann, this is one of the oldest farm in the United States, in Massachusetts for sure. Since 1636, they've been doing practice of sustainable, because we have higher percent of butter fat. Yeah. That it works way much better for the dry cheeses that we produce at Wolf Meadow.
So like for the a provolone or the Scamorza
Caciocavallo.
or Caciocavallo.
Esatto.
Okay.
Perfetto.
So, yeah.
And the butter.
I think he likes me.
And the butter, yeah, they're really beautiful.
Yeah.
And the butter fat, it's helping the sharpening of the cheeses. It helps the aging because the higher protein in the cheese takes longer to age.
So the cows are going to spend the rest of the day here eating.
They're gonna enjoy breakfast right now and just relax, rest, and get ready for the next milking.
Okay, while they're relaxing, we have to go make cheese.
Yes.
No relaxing for us.
No relaxation for us. Let's go make some cheese.
All right, let's make some cheese. Next stop, Wolf Meadow Farm, a caseificio and retail store in Amesbury, Massachusetts, where Luca creates his Molisen-style artisanal cheeses. And his business partner, Christina Barbieri, sells them to lucky customers. When you enter their store, you may as well be in Luca's hometown in Campobasso, Italy. Luca, we have to tell everyone how you get from the milk that the Jersey cows gave us to these curds.
Well, we took the milk this morning from the dairy and we went through the pasteurization process, and when we got the right temp, we did add the enzymes. The enzymes are actually helping the milk to raise the pH and have a higher, acidic flavor. Will also be responsible, the enzyme, for the stretching process of the curds. And after a couple of different steps of raising and lower the temp of the whey, we have the curds, they are fermented enough in a single block to be stretched.
Okay. And it comes with years of experience to know exactly when the time is right to stretch the curds, right?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, you've done this a long time.
Correct. Okay. The point is that we only have a little tiny window
to do it.
So we need to be ready at the right time when the curds are ready on the maximum stretchability.
All right.
So we can have the best in terms of flavor, in terms of texture, and...
Okay. How did you learn to make cheese?
Well, in my own area, in Molise, cheese, it's like for New England, make maple syrup. Everybody has
makes
very
cheese.
Rural, very agricultural area, and basically it's the place where for hundreds of years shepherds have been bringing goats, cow, and sheep over the high pasture.
Yeah.
So we were down the valley and collecting milk for hundreds of years and making cheese.
That's the transhumans. Yes,
Perfetto.
Yes.
Perfetto. When you reach the high pasture during the summertime.
Right, and they bring the animals down to different pasturing areas. So that changes the flavor, doesn't it?
It does change the flavor. It doesn't change the viscosity of the milk. And of course, it does give you more or less butter fat based on the time of the year that we are in. We're going to start to make two things. We're gonna do the mozzarella,
Okay.
and also we're gonna start to prepare the stracciatella, which is the strings of mozzarella fused with the cream. They are going to be stuffed into the burrata
Into the
cheese.
burrata, and that's what the difference is between mozzarella and burrata, right?
Correct. The burrata is technically a stuffed cheese with cream
And the stracciatella
and the
inside.
stracciatella. Correct.
Oh,
And
I'm
we'll show
hungry
also
already.
the
Okay.
we'll see the whole process together. First, we need to get some mozzarella, and that's what we're gonna do together in the next couple of minutes.
Okay. And it's really separating those curds somewhat, isn't it?
They still are because they are
Yeah.
warming up.
Yeah.
But you see they start to get the
Yeah.
little filaments and the little stretching. So you'll see in a second how beautifully they get together.
No preservatives.
Nope.
No coloring.
No coloring,
No
just fresh
additives.
milk. Just fresh milk.
Just fresh milk from those Jersey cows. Wow.
So now we'll play with a little bit on the hands just to make what we call the nice face and that.
And you're just eyeballing what the size of these are going to be.
Yes.
So each one is a little different.
They're all
Yeah,
different. They all stay into a range of half pound, 60s, something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
3/4.
God, it's like a big sheet of pasta.
Correct. Correct.
Look at how pliable that is. Wow.
That was milk, liquid milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very stretchy. Who needs spandex? And you got.
Huh?
Who needs spandex? You got this. Beautiful.
The mozzarella there will be break down in strings that is gonna go stuffing your burrata. There we go.
So, the idea of putting these shards of cheese inside the burrata, where does that come from?
Well, there is a gossip.
A little bit of
A
gossip?
little bit of
I'm
gossip.
all for that. Okay.
It's actually is the origin of the burrata is the way that some of those mastri casari figured it out in order to save some of the leftover.
Oh.
Because as we were saying earlier, whatever we're producing in the morning, we'll enjoy in the afternoon or in the evening. The leftover get processed with some fresh cream, and the very next day gets stuffed into fresh burrata.
So somebody came up with that idea of putting that into. So and that's probably where the name comes from, right? Burrata means butter.
Means butter.
Creamy, and cream is a product of milk and butter.
Correct.
So is that where that came from?
Well, the idea of butter is also, and the creamy, and the cream is also to give some, to the curds, a little bit of durability. And the cream is a natural preservative, as the butter. Burrata, that's where it comes from.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna just put this back away. Also, if we use curds that are too fresh and they are not infused, the cream stays too liquid. So
Okay,
as soon as you
yes,
kind of
yes,
moves all the way
Yes,
out.
too
See
watery,
how,
huh?
see how it's more
Beautiful.
firm?
Yeah, yes. And they've coated the stracciatella, so it's coated well.
Correct. So what I'm doing right now, I'm creating a little disc. It's like a little pizza dough.
Yeah.
It's nice and stretchable. It's nice and shiny on the outside. Fabi did a great job on the stretching. So we're gonna be.
Oh, you put it in a little cheese mold.
Yes, because it will help when we're stuffing. It will keep it together.
You know, burrata has become very popular the last few years.
It is.
You know, maybe 5, 6 years ago, nobody ate burrata. Now, it's a very popular cheese. Now you're tying it.
Yes,
Yeah.
now I'm tying it like, because we don't stuff with any machine, we'll just tie it
And then cut it.
and cut it. So we're gonna take a little neck, place it in the water.
Then how long does it stay in the water?
Like, not very long. What we're gonna
Okay.
do right now is this.
And I know exactly what I'm going to do with those.
All right.
I've got 3 great recipes in mind. Wait till you see what I'm going to do. Look at how beautiful this is. These are the finished burrata, 3 burrate. And with me to make the first recipe using burrata is Christina.
Hi.
And Christina is Luca's lifelong partner in this business. And also, I guess you could say his lifelong love, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
fortunate.
And you love making cheese just as much as he does.
Yes, I love enjoying it probably a
All
little
right.
bit more.
Well, here's what I always say about burrata. Don't mess with something that's perfect.
I agree.
You agree? Okay,
Completely.
so I'm going to make, with your help, a nice salad. Now, this is really a meal all by itself because you have your protein, you have all of your vegetables. So I'm going to start by making a dressing. So why don't you cut that lemon for me? So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil right in the salad bowl. We want to make sure we're using a good extra virgin olive oil. And some salt, un po' di sale. And then just a squeeze of the lemon juice in there. Even if we get the pits in there, it's okay. You know, it's a natural food. And you just want to kind of mix that up. So I think I need a little bit more of the lemon juice.
Sure.
I like the lemon with this because the burrata is it's so creamy and it's so delicate that I really don't want to make it too pungent with adding a vinegar to it. So I think the lemon juice is better. So you really make a little emulsion. Give this a little bit more olive oil. We're using extra virgin and a little bit more of the lemon. In fact, don't be shy with the lemon. Squeeze the whole thing in there because we've got a lot of ingredients that are going in here, and the other half as well. And now it's just a matter of adding ingredients that you like. I mean, when you make an insalata, it's whatever you happen to have, but make sure it's really fresh. So I like a radicchio, so we're going to
Me
put
too.
some of that in. And then some romaine. I like to use the hearts of romaine because it's nice and crispy.
Yeah, it adds that crunch.
Yeah. And a little arugula. That gives you a little bite. Now this is going to be enough for 4 people. And then the peas,
Sure.
put those in. And here's a trick, I don't even cook them. I just put them in fresh, raw, or if you're going to use frozen peas, just let them defrost and put them in. They're already cooked. And the sugar snaps,
As is.
beautiful. And the red pepper.
Some chopped.
And then I'm going to have you just toss that gently.
Sure.
Just toss that gently. I'm going to get a plate here. And what we're going to do is plate all of the salad greens. And then we're going to put the burrata on top of it. So then it can be cut, it can be divvied up among people, or you can eat the whole thing. You said, you know, una burrata per una persona, right?
In fact, and I think the
Infatti.
beauty of the burrata is that when you cut it, it gives that nice effect of
Yes.
coming out. So you do want, you know, all of the beautiful mozzarella that you have inside and the cream. You really want to see that.
So
And
we're going to see that. I'm going to have you cut one as soon as I plate a little bit of everything that we have in this bowl. So this, I think, makes it a really nice presentation because you have all of your vegetables ready to go.
and a complete meal. Because
And
you-
a complete meal. And this is a great thing to do in the summertime or anytime. You can eat burrata all year long. So that's that. And then, Christina, pick one.
Oh, okay, let's see. I think I'm going to go for this one.
Okay, take that one.
All right.
And you still have to take the string off, right?
In fact, well,
Okay.
we can,
Or cut it with the string on. Okay.
yeah, we can cut it with the string on.
Okay.
We'll put it right on top in this one, like that.
Beautiful. Look at how pretty
I
that is.
know, this
So we're gonna
one's
make
so
that
fresh.
Sit. Okay. And now we're going to
Beautiful
cut it.
laticello.
Okay, so maybe we should use the cheese knife for this.
Sounds fabulous.
I'll let you do the honor since you are the queen of burrata.
Well, we'll take this off then. Might as well. And I like to cut in half, but you can
You do it however you like to do it.
Okay, so we'll start at the top And then just delicately. I think it's really important.
Important to use a cheese knife because the
Yes.
cheese knife doesn't tear into the cheese. It cuts
No.
it delicately.
And now, ooh, here we are. You can just leave it to, yeah, that's the best part.
But
all
we're
of the
not
cream.
done because now we want a little bit of prosciutto di Parma over the top.
And you just crisp these up?
Yeah, in a frying pan. A little bit of black pepper
Wow.
and un scotcho di olio di oliva.
It's really nice.
Insalate per uno.
Peruno.
You know that every summer people just die for insalata caprese, right?
I do.
Right. And it has the colors of the Italian flag. So we've got tomatoes, we've got basil, and we have mozzarella.
Of course.
But in this case, we have burrata. So I came up with a different way. Instead of stacking, you know, the cheese between the slices of tomato, I thought this was a better way to handle the burrata. So first of all, you get yourself some beautiful summer tomatoes. Beefsteak is best for this. And just take off the top. So why don't you take the top off of that one? And if it doesn't stand just exactly straight, you can take a little bit off the bottom so it's not rocking anywhere.
Okay.
Then you go around the inside wall of the tomato.
Okay.
But leave, you know, leave a good solid wall behind you because we're going to take out this center core.
Okay.
People always say to me, well, what do you do with that? You're going to throw it away? No, you can save it and use it the next day in something else. So you take that out and put it there. And then usually what I do is just squeeze the tomato a little bit just to get the excess juice out.
All right.
Then, this is where the basil part comes in.
My favorite.
Yeah, I decided that a pesto is perfect for this. So here we have a pesto sauce that I made last year, believe it or not. Look at the color of that.
Wow.
You don't need too much because it's pretty intense. So far so good. So now what we need to do is take one of these beautiful burrate and we're going to cut that in half because we
Okay.
want to fit it cut side up in the tomato.
Okay.
So, and that's a pretty big one. So
It is.
it may be, you know, bigger than we need, but we'll see when we cut it. Okay, so we're going to cut that in half.
All right. Just like that. And like we say, very delicately.
Look at all of that beautiful cream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at how gorgeous that is. And then I take it, and it is a little big for this. Yeah, I think we should probably, it is a little large. However, you know what? I think we should take a little bit off.
Sure.
If you can cut just a little more. We'll
Of
eat that
course.
separately.
I'll cut here.
Yeah, cut it this way so that we can fit it into
You
the tomato.
got it.
That we eat separately.
I can't wait.
There's always a way around cooking in the kitchen. See, because that fits so much nicer. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. This is my idea for a caprese salad. And then you can take a fresh basil leaf. Here's one for you.
Grazie.
Put it over the top, or maybe one or two. Here's another one. Because you're going to eat this with a fork and a knife. And then you put your top back on.
Ah.
Yeah. Save the tops.
Oh, beautiful.
Put your top back on. Whoops. A little package of goodness. You put that on a plate. Give it a little bit of,
Thank you.
put some pine nuts around.
Well, and this is really the homage to Italy because you have all of the fresh ingredients, the fresh basil, the fresh pesto, the fresh burrata, but it's simple.
And there you have it. It's
Beautiful.
burrata, caprese style.
I love it.
Christina, you know, I love Scamorza, and I know that this is Scamorza, but what the heck does that word mean?
Scamorza comes from the verb scamorzare, and basically it's traditional, almost like I describe it as like low moisture style mozzarella. It's not a mozzarella because we make it differently, and it hangs out to age for a little bit of time, and it's a fabulous melting cheese. And these guys here are a perfect traditional example of how they hang to age.
Those are cute.
Yeah, they're
And as they
adorable.
age, they take on this nice outer color of dark yellow, as opposed to, I see these, which are lighter. So these are drier.
Exactly.
They feel drier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The aged ones have a little stronger flavor, okay? And they hold their shape a lot better. The fresher ones are a little more mild. These are almost, if you will, like baby caciocavallo, you know, on its way to become sharper, spicier.
Right. They're maturing, whereas these are babies.
Exactly.
So I noticed when you were cutting it, that has a very soft-looking texture, and it's perfect for doing a scamorza alla piastra. So we're going to do it in a frying pan. This is really easy. It's a good old-fashioned Southern Italian recipe. My grandmother always made this for lunch on Saturday, along with liver, onions, and cagouts. We all know what those are, right? Okay.
Cagouts, I love it.
What you have to do is you have to heat up some bread first. So here I've got some flat bread. Let's use whole wheat today. Aren't these nice?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So I'm going to put it, I've got some olive oil in a pan, and all I want to do is put this in and brown this for a few minutes.
Okay. We take these home and cut them like this, but we put them directly on the nonstick pan.
Yeah, you can do that too.
And I've never done with anything else because you have grilled cheese without the bread, take it off, but this adds another layer.
And I know that the underside of this is ready on this flat bread, so I'm going to turn it over and just get it a little bit more crusty on the underside. So while that's happening, we can put this beautiful scamorza on.
Sure.
So let's just put it over the top.
would you like
And it's really important to use the right cheese. So I liked this cheese as opposed to the drier one because this is going to melt a lot faster. And it's going to be delicious. And every time I do this, I think of my nonna Galasso because she always made it this way. So now all we have to do is wait for that to melt, and then we put on the last two ingredients. Okay, it's ooey gooey, and it's time to take it out. It's just melted enough. And see, that was the perfect cheese for that. So now, what we have to do is give it an anointing of vinegar, red wine vinegar, just like that. And some thyme sprinkled over the top. You know, I remember eating this as a kid on Saturdays.
Wow.
Loved it. And look how simple.
Fabulous.
Look how simple it is. And we used a few ingredients to just let that cheese shine on itself. Okay.
Can't wait to try it.
Me either. The day to say formaggio for sure, because we learned how to make burrata and scamorza. Thank you, Luca and Christina, for having me. I learned so much from both of you today.
Thank you for being here.
And until I see you nella cucina again, I'm Mary Ann Esposito.
And I'm Luca Mignone from Campobasso, Molise.
And I'm Christina Barbieri.
Ciao!